Hello there, how are you, Gwen Reddish? Hello there, Jimmy. Good evening, Ernestine. How are you, Candy? God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us on today. We are going to talk about a subject that many of you probably have dealt with, especially with no. Danielle, I'm glad to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on today. We are really excited about you being here with us. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. We are going to be talking about the different kind of hoovers that many of you that's been with a narcissist may encounter. Because one thing about a narcissist hate to lose supply. Astrologer, good evening. She said, I tuned in at the right time. I am so glad you tuned in. When a narcissist, once you have encountered a narcissist, had a relationship with a narcissist, even if the relationship was only a few months, the narcissists feel that you are theirs. They feel like you are their property because the narcissist sees situationship because it's not a relationship, because it's always one-sided. She said, have you, okay. We can get rid of, um, there you go. The narcissists feel like you belong to them. So it doesn't matter how difficult the relationship was. She said, as you come in, be sure to hit that thumbs up or like button. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Danielle. So we're going to be talking about the different types of hoovers, because some of you being hoover and you don't know you being hoover. The narcissist doesn't always come in with a bang. Some of them are slow moving in the hoover, but it is a hoover. And they believe that eventually if they take time, and they call this the extenuating hoover. The extenuating hoover usually take time for the narcissist to get into you. There you go. Hello there, MMXW. How are you? Thank you for joining us on today. I'm excited about you being with us. Hello there, Cluster B Free Karen. So, and this is called the extenuating hoover. The extenuating hoover is when he love bombed you again, or she love bombed you again, but she don't pull you right in. They don't want you to come right in. They start doing nice things. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Danielle. You are hitting it. I appreciate you. And so what they do, they go round about bringing you in. And sometimes the extenuating hoover can take up to 6 months, sometime longer, because they know the damage that has been done, and you are not so easy to give in. They know that. He said, thank you so much, Danielle. So what they do, especially in these hoovers like this, is usually for people who have children. You have children with them, you are divorced, or you are separated. You're going through a divorce. And what the narcissists recognize is that supply was good supply, and they may not find the counter supply that you were to them in the extent that you gave to them. So what they do is start doing extenuating things, like calling about the kids, asking, are you okay? Giving money to the kids, but giving the kids more money because they want the kids to share the money with you. Or asking, is everything okay? And you're saying, yeah, well, I'm just taking my car to the shop. And they say, well, I know a friend. And so they start doing favors. And it looks like it's an innocent favor. This is called extenuating hoovers. The extenuating hoover, remember, it works better when you're married because you already got a relationship and you already got an obligation. Because it doesn't do good with singles who want to move on. That is a different kind of hoover. And most hoovers require love bombing. Not all hoovers are love bombing. There are some very detrimental hoovers. When the narcissists know that you're used to abuse, that's how they come in with the hoover. They get abusive, they call you, they're angry at you, they're fussing at you, saying you're nothing, you can't do without me, you're gonna call me, I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna cut you off. That is a destructive hoover. And what they use is fear tactic. The fear tactic gets you to move out. It gets you to react. The more you react, the more versatile you are in your reacting, and they can come over, especially now sometimes you may have kids with them because they literally need to see your response. They want to see how you react. They want to see how they're affecting you. They want to see you. So they'll come and say, I'm going to bring the child support over, or I'm bringing the kids this. I'm bringing this to your house for the children. It's all about the kids. It's not about the kids. He wants to see how you're reacting. He wants to see, are you depressed? He wants to see the house. Is the house clean? Or are you starting to neglect the house? Are the children clean? Are you starting to neglect the kids? This is a destructive hoover. And believe it or not, narcissists use this. She said, I have gone no contact with them, and I live a lonely life. She said, I even had a therapist flip out on me because to her, I guess I was complaining about nothing. Whoa. What kind of therapist was that? My God. It's good that you got rid of them, especially when you're paying your money to see them. Oh my God, that's terrible. All right, so we got the extenuating hoover. When they take that's long term, usually about 6 months. It usually take a good 6 months. And they work very, very hard at keeping you on the hook. And what they will do in an extenuating hoover, they won't call you so much. They'll call you every other week. Or they're always doing something for the kids. They're always sending something for the kids, even if it's just a card. But there's always money in the card, especially when they know that you're struggling. They know it's hard up. The extenuating hoover. Then the destructive hoover. They are very negative. They're coming down on you. You are used to verbal abuse, physical abuse. And they don't think that you do good without it. So they're coming in with all kind of destructive words and threats. And they know that you need them probably economically. And so they start removing finances from you, making it hard for you, showing up on your job. I called you and you didn't respond. Was somebody over the house with my kids? I mean, y'all not even together. Sometimes you're divorced and they're asking about who you're seeing. And so you're always in a fear mode. You never know when they're going to show up. They show up at supermarkets. They show up at restaurants. They show up at your job. And you wondering, how do you know I'm in these places? Are you following me? Are you stalking me? And they say, I'm not stalking you. I just happen to be where you are. All the time? Well, if you call the police, this is a free world. I can go wherever I want to go. I'm not bothering you. I'm not threatening you, which is a lie. That is a destructive hoover. The next hoover is an intermediate hoover. This is when the narcissist has discarded you one too many times. And you have said, look, I am not going to deal with you. I am done. I'm done with this. Don't call me. I'll call you. We are going to get a parenting plan for the children. Other than that, I don't want you over. You go to the court, you get a parenting plan. They lay down the rules, which most narcissists are not going to abide by. They lay up the borders to let them know what they can and cannot do, and they do it all anyway. You complain and they lie. I did not do that. You take pictures, they say that's against my rights. You take them fussing, you take them fighting, you keep all of the texts. And what the narcissist says is they didn't keep their texts. They kept all of my texts, but there's a reason why I text them like that. 30 years of hell when I left him. Been homeless 4 times. I asked for $4, not 5. He told me he don't think he could do that. Oh my God, Candy. Oh my God. So what condition are you in now, Candy? What condition are you in now? Yes, still, that's called stalking. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Candy, 30 years of hell when he left. You're almost as much as Karen. Karen was 33, and you are 30 years. Not a destructive hoover. Yes, stalking is very destructive, especially based on the type. She said still in the situation. So are you still with them, Candy? Do you live with them? Are you still living with them? Are you still living with them, Candy? And are you solely dependent upon them? Are you solely dependent upon them? Candy, are you still, when you say you're still with them, are you solely dependent upon them? I had surgery on my leg 3 times. Yes, I still live with him. Oh my God, okay. When you are in the situation, it's very difficult because the situationship is a constant occurrence. And with that constant occurrence, you are currently being infected and affected by the situation. Do you have any support group that you can trust? Or are you isolated along with him? Do you have family that are not flying monkeys? That means that he has won over to his side. Friends do you have that has not been won over to his side? Do you have any friends that has not been won over to his side? Candy. Do you have any friends at all that you can talk to? MMXW said, I had this narcissist that I met through the workforce center that was supposed to help me in the military section. And I guess he thought I was so broken that I would date him, even though he's married. And he put 2 nails in my tire because I said no to him. You know what? That is crazy. Malignant, sociopath, or overt. That's really crazy. Do y'all work together? She said, yes, because I need help. I have no one, no family. He has lied. He has said he has slept with family and my friends. Okay. So if it's 30 years, um, how do you get about, how do you go to your doctor's appointments? How do you go to the store? How do you do that? We may need to, Karen, we may need a back window. Karen, we may need a back window. National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-7233, 1-800-799-SAFE. Ask for a local domestic violence advocate. Candy, I need you to access, her name is Cluster B Free Karen. Cluster B Free Karen. You can pick up on her, or you came to my site, you can pick up on my site, Helen Sally, your Destiny Helper, or Overcoming Narcissist Abuse, Dr. Carmen Bryan. You have 3 avenues. The information for domestic violence, and what you can do is when you call them, they will be very inconspicuous of their conversation with you. They know how to lead you into a place of safety. So it's 1-800-799-7233. 1-800-SAFE. SAFE. 1-800-SAFE. And ask for local domestic violence advocacy. You can ask for a local domestic violence advocate. Because the truth of it is, if there's not a resolution, this will be your current occurrence for how long? Your body has begun to respond to the stress. It's tearing down in the midst of the stress. She said, Candy, my YouTube channel, Cluster B Free Karen. My email is in the description. So Cluster B Free Karen, and her email is in the description. She said, when he feels like it, he gives me what he wants. I thank you. She said, because I'm so broken, sometimes I can't think clearly. You're thinking very clear now. Yeah, you're thinking very clear now. But look at that with Cluster B Free Karen. Go under YouTube. It's Cluster B Free Karen. And her email is in that description. And she can vocalize what she can't vocalize here and talk to you. Because your body has already started to break down. And you don't want your body to totally break down. There is a book. I got to get the name of the author. But the name of the book, Candy, is The Body Keeps Score. The Body Keeps Score. That is a very, very good book to read. All right. So, Candy, what part of the world are you in? What part of the world are you in? So we'll know what time zone you're under. What time zone are you in, Candy? She said, I'm ready. Everything in me. I'm in Chicago. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you are 3 hours or 2 hours ahead of us. I think you're 3 hours ahead. She said, wait, Pumpkin, did you hear your story from the different? Okay. Let's get them cleared out here. Yeah. I got my moderators on it. They're on it. Um, clarity vibes. We need a clearance. There you go. All right. Thank you so much. So what we do, I need you to make sure that you, Candy, contact Karen. Contact Karen. YouTube Cluster B Free Karen. It's a lot of things that we're not at liberty to say, and we can assist you. This is how I feel about my parents. They never had done anything for me, and I feel like they want me to suffer or to crawl back to them, but I'm not. They slandered for escaping. Absolutely. She said, I still thank you so much. You know what, Candy? It is our pleasure and the good honor. And I'm so glad that you stopped by today. I am so glad you did. Slander me, I meant. Because they're angry. You got out and they expected, they didn't break you enough for you to come running back. So to them, that's failure. And that's a narcissistic hurt. That's a narcissistic wound. So that's why they want you to come running back. They want you to come crawling back. Because narcissists really feel that you can't do without them. They really feel that. You can't do without them. Everything you are, they take credit for. Everything, any success, they take credit for. They take over your life. And see, you have your life back. And if you look happy, they are miserable because you're not supposed to be happy without them. And the worst treatment that you can give them is success. You succeed. When you succeed, it burns them up. It sets them on fire. Let me see. Just join. Okay. Do we have any more questions here? Any more comments? You know, MMXW, it is good that you are able to move on, that you are able to go past them. Boy, so did you get you another therapist? MMXW, what did you do about your therapist? MXW, this may sound harsh as recommended, but you may just gray rock them by removing yourself. By removing yourself from them for good, because anyone that blames you to deflect from them truth and support of their are against you. Absolutely. Absolutely, Sun Kids. And she said, my mother has told the other family members that I'm crazy and that I like to scream, but they never say all the things that they've done to you throughout the years that caused you to finally go off. Absolutely not. They're not going to tell them. That's why they want you to react. That's why you can't react. You can't react. They want you to react. And then they'll say, did you not? Well, of course you did. But I did this because they don't want to hear none of that. They don't want to hear how they were provoked. How they provoked you. They want to tell their story, not how they were provoked. How you were provoked. And they're not going to tell that. You know, MMXW, you are really blessed to be in your right mind with everything that you've been through. She said, I'm working on getting one right now. She said, the therapist was mad at me because I don't have any children and I'm doing well. She said, and I would never expect a therapist to go off on me for those things when I had told her practically everything about my life. Your therapist probably need a therapist. Your therapist need a therapist. Something is wrong with that picture for a professional. A professional stays under control. A professional listen. A professional keep themselves. Because how are you going to have a resolution for me if you are totally angry, the veins popping out of your neck? Good. I'm glad you're getting another therapist. You need another therapist, one that understands NPD. 30 minutes, y'all. We're on a 30-minute roundup. Yeah, you need one that understands NPD. And I'm glad that you're working on another therapist because that was terrible for a professional to go off like this. And this professional is being paid. And they are on the edge. You got a professional that is on the edge. You cannot control yourself. You cannot control your temperament. And you get angry because you don't have any kids. That's your legislative right. That is your legitimate right. Whether you want kids or not, that has nothing to do with the session. That has nothing to do with her. I will be thinking something is wrong here. The mental capacity has been vague. Because if your therapist go off on you like that, good. Find another therapist. Make sure you interview them thoroughly. Ask some difficult questions about what you've been through. See, do they have any idea of what they're talking about? Any whatsoever of what they're talking about. Because when you are trying to dismiss past oppression, you don't need current oppression. And see, your family, they still trying to get you back. They still trying to pull you back home. And I'm glad you're strong enough not to go back. I'm glad you're strong enough not to listen. I'm glad you're strong enough to understand the ploy of getting you back. Because once you ever leave the home where a narcissist is and you go back, the torture is worse. It's always worse. Sun Kiss said, that is what my egg donor did to me. I learned she was jealous of me. She did a smear campaign and turned her whole family. My ex-childhood friends tried to sleep two guys that wanted to marry me. Oh my God. MMXW said, I am not trying to sound vain or conceited, but sometimes I think that people think because you may look a certain way that your life can't be challenging. And I think that's why my therapist took it. But that's not even her job. Doesn't matter what she think of you. She said, but took me in anyway. Wow. So who took you in? Sun Kiss. That is really crazy. Your therapist got some problems. Whoa. I'm glad you're looking for another. But remember, look to see what you missed with her and don't miss it with the next one. Let her refine your search where you can interview your therapist to see if these are the right person that's going to help your situation. Are they equipped to handle your situation? Are they qualified for what you're going through? Wow. MMXW, that was crazy. That was crazy that you even had to go through that. That shouldn't have never, ever been an experience from a professional at all. Never. But I am so glad that you took action and you were not passive. I'm glad that you wasn't passive. Because a lot of people, because people are professional, they excuse them and blame themselves. Well, maybe I took it the wrong way. Maybe if I had said this, maybe she had a hard day. It doesn't matter what a hard day she had. That is a professional that's being paid. You're being paid to listen to problems, resolve problems, not become a problem. So I'm glad you're getting another therapist. Was she recommended, or did you find her on your own as a private therapist, or did you go to a public search site to look for her? MMXW. Did you go to a public search site or a private search site? And see, the thing about it is, it's harder when the narcissists are your parents. Because if you got two narcissist parents, one is the dominant and one is the vulnerable narcissist, but they're both narcissists. They have narcissist traits. They think like a narcissist, even the vulnerable narcissist who are going to cave into the stronger narcissist, and the stronger narcissist is going to master the vulnerable narcissist. However, they are both narcissists. They're both traits that are coming out of them to those children, which are almost devastating. You can't go around it. I mean, you're being hit from both sides. The vulnerable narcissist and the dominant narcissist. She said, I know what I messed with her. I was very passive and understanding, and she was late for every session, and I never called her out on it. So she took my kindness for weakness. Absolutely. But I guess she said missed. Yeah. Wow. I don't think she's going to take you for weakness now. She got problems. She got problems, baby girl. It's almost like, you know how you miss those red flags with the narcissist? You can't miss them with the therapist. Because somewhere she's probably been broken. And she's trying to deal with you, and she's broken. Her emotions are broken. She needs to deal with her experience, trying to deal with your experience. She said, no, you're speaking on facts. She said, I do not trust women as easily as anyone anymore. For that very reason, you are not being vain. Don't feel bad nor conceited. I used to feel guilty, people pleasing myself. Sun kiss? Yeah. Yeah, that's not conceit, and it's not vanity for you to recognize, especially when you point out your soul to someone. You got to recognize when something is wrong, because you don't want the wrong transference. She was recommended. I didn't do any background check on her. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wow. You got to think about the person who recommended her. Did they ever have any problems? Because if they did, why would they recommend her to you when they knew she was problematic? Sandy Lou, how are you? She said, just turned in. She shouldn't report the therapist for breaking the boundaries of time keeping, which is really important in therapy. Hi, Apostle, and everyone. Absolutely. That is a good suggestion. She needs to be reported so other people can help. My father's more of a covert, ultra super intelligent, quiet, dangerous narcissist. My mother is more overt. Oh, okay. Your mother is the dominant factor. She runs it. And you know what is amazing? You had two narcissists that you cleared out of your life. That is tremendous. And the women are sometimes the worst one. They're more detailed. They're more nurturing. They can be more manipulative and undercurrent because of those factors. So I can really just picture what you went through. And see, one thing about the vulnerable narcissists, they're going to cave into the overt. They're going to subject themselves no matter what. They're not going to go up against them. They'll go up against you and then come behind and say something to rub you and try to appease the situation. But they're not going to come up against, and most vulnerable narcissists look for overt narcissist, a malignant narcissist. They want that dominance. They want that dominance. The only time the vulnerable narcissists want dominance is usually a woman with kids, people who are sick, or they need a real weak person so they can take dominance. And that's usually supply, not another narcissist. The vulnerable narcissists go after overt narcissist, not another vulnerable narcissist. They go after compassionate supply, just like an empath, because that's what they need, because everything else would destroy them, and they can't handle it. But you had two narcissists, and thank God you were liberated, because two narcissists usually produce narcissists or empaths. And the empaths have to learn who they are when they are coming under the auspices of two narcissists, because the oppression is just too much. So that empath come as the rescuer, come as the servant. They want to help everybody. They want to make everybody happy. And two narcissists can break an empath. She said, yes, my egg, and everyone forgot that we choose to be meek, but we are never weak. She said, but the second we get off, then we are crazy or hard to deal with. And they are deflecting from who they are truly are. We are their scapegoat. Absolutely. 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 That's why the narcissist spends time putting themselves on you, because then they see a mirror of themselves. They don't think they're worth anything. Most narcissists, even though they have grandiosity, they still have that fear on the inside of them. Fear of failure. Fear that somebody's going to find out. Fear that they're going to act out at the wrong time. A lot of fear factors, a lot of cowardice sometimes is in them. And the most dangerous is those who are overt, those who are malignant. The cerebral can be dangerous because they're thinkers. And then those who are malignant and sociopath, psychopath, that can be very difficult to deal with. And the thing about the psychopath and the malignant is these people are starch enemies. They unalive people. How is it that people give themselves up? Because they're charmers, natural charmers. Hoovers are charmers. Oh, they charm you. They research you while they're talking. They search out where you are. And they hit a bullseye because you give them enough information. They know what to do with what you give them, especially those who are experienced. They know how to charm you if you stay there long enough, because the spirit of persuasion almost mesmerized you. It almost dumbfounded you. You was wondering, why wasn't I able to leave? Because you're mesmerized. These bad girls, bad boys know exactly what to say. And the influence that they have with their words. They watch your eyes. They watch your language. They watch, are you going to sweat? They watch, was you afraid? They watch, are you shy? Are you bold? If you bold, they raise their level of confidence to meet your boldness. And if you're insecure, they raise their level of confidence to make sure you're insecure. When you are hoovered by a malignant, by a psychopath, by a sociopath, these are charmers that's out of the world. She said, I'm an empath for sure. I'm learning to protect myself. Oh my God. Yep, that's stand the reason. I thank God. She said, I thank God that I can spot them out today and that they don't like it at all. Absolutely. I thank God. I know what you meant. Absolutely. You're very discerning. You pick up background. You understand emotions. You pick up the frequencies in the atmosphere. You know that frequency in the atmosphere. You can put your hand on it and it's a bullseye. Empaths do that. She said, wait, what? Your therapist had no right to infringe upon your personal life, decisions such as that or anything for that matter. It was unethical. Absolutely. But I said her therapist need a therapist. Her therapist need a therapist. Because your therapist got a problem. Anytime a person have a temper tantrum over your life, that's your life. So the therapist need a problem. You probably need to switch roles. Yeah, you probably needed to switch roles. Sunkid said she needs to be reported to the board. Absolutely. I think that MMXW is going to do just that. Candy say, for 30 years, yes, it was all charm. He is a psychopath for sure. Black eyes and all. Oh my God. See, that's where you got to be careful. Oh, Candy, you got to be careful. Do you understand what you're saying? Do you understand where you are? Do you understand the high risk factors? Make sure, Karen, are you on here? I need you to respond. Just put your address, your information up again. Even though we have it, just put it up again. Cluster B Free Karen. Cluster B Free Karen. And we are going to, once you contact her, all the information you need will be given to you. That is not a comfortable situation. That is, you need to be in a safe place. You have to be safe, princess. You have to be safe. But after 30 years, you probably don't even know how to be safe anymore. Cluster B Free Karen. That's right. And Karen is Karyn instead of Karen. It's Karyn. Candy say, I just realized this 2 years ago. I didn't even know what a narcissist was. I know. Hey, we were all in that situation. We were all in that circumstance, one way or another. Some people on their job, some people are family member, some people are spouse. But once you learn, you grow. You grow yourself. Exercise all of these videotapes. Helen Sadler, Your Destiny Helper. The TTEA on NPD, Telsha Edinburgh. Overcoming Narcissist Abuse, Dr. Carmen Bryan. Cluster B Free Karen. Cluster B, and it's just a B, Free Karen. Cluster, the letter B, Free Karen. Karyn. Karyn. Sunkiss says, I am an empath. Oh, empath as well. Ooh, and I chose not to have children because I took care of my egg donor and my 4 other siblings, niece, nephews, and my ex-friends and their children and their marriages. And I am full. I live. Oh my God. She said, we didn't know what we didn't know, but now we have education on narcissism. And see, we can all have traits of narcissism because you just be selfish with the flesh. But NPD, that's a personality disorder. There are characteristics that verify. You can't diagnose. You just have to sometimes observe the characteristics and certain things will just line up. You just have to protect yourself, because the one thing about it, things do not change with them. It doesn't get better. It get worse, because they don't know how to be anything else or do anything else. She said, that's right, Cluster B Free Karen. You know. So once you get that information, you do something with it, because information will strengthen you. You may feel weak until you learn. And then once you start growing, the information gives strength to you. It empowers you. You don't feel as weak as you were, because now you got information and you get an aha moment. Aha. Now things make sense. Now I see why. But if things are not going to change, you have to reach a resolve within yourself. She's alone. I am in therapy and trying to learn how to trust the man that has been wanting to love and marry me. But I have a lot of trauma. I am getting past. Sunkiss, but aren't you still with the narcissist, or you are on your own? Are you still with the narcissist, or you're on your own? Because I would not indulge right now with marriage until I get some healing. Until I get some healing. Because 9 times out of 10, if you don't watch it, the magnet draws the same. It may not look the same, it may not seem the same, but the magnet draws the same until you demagnetize. Excuse me. You demagnetize with healing. Excuse me. Then healing turns to recovery. Recovery becomes a lifestyle. Healing becomes an event that puts things into motion, that sets you up for recovery, that sets you up for healing. Oh, pass. Okay. A good therapist that understands NPD could really help you. And then you, when you recovering, you can be such a blessing to others. You can be such a healing to others. Because there's other people who, some folk make them think something wrong with them, and it's not. Nothing is wrong with them. Nothing is wrong with them at all. They just not hearing the language that they need to hear. People not speaking what they need to hear. You know why? Because most people, it's hard to believe that someone could be that cruel. Someone could be that evil. You can go through so much. Because the first thing they say, then why didn't you leave? Trauma bonding would not let you jump up and leave. That's why programs like this helps you. And there are a lot of other that can help you. Like I was saying, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse, Dr. Carmen Bryan, the TEA on NPD, Telsha Ellenberg, myself, and Karen. She said, how do you demagnetize? Because I meet a lot of sick men. Thank God I don't entertain them. You need to walk through that with a psychiatrist or a therapist or a counselor who's abreast with NPD. There's too many occurrences that have happened over the years that's locked down in you, embedded in you, that is going to have to come out. And and some of these places that you're going to revisit is triggering. They're going to trigger you, but they're going to trigger you to wholeness and healing. Thank you. They're going to trigger you to wholeness and healing. There is life after the narcissist. There is love after the narcissist. There is health after the narcissist. What you wanted, you did not get. You don't have to be denied. You just have to be whole. You have to be healed. And you have to be recovered. Recovering is the lifestyle. Healing is the process that's going to get you to recovery. And now that you're away and you'll come into programs like this, this is the start of the healing. When you come to programs like this, when you come to programs like Karen. Karen is very detailed. I love her efficiency. Very detailed. Candy, you will love talking with her. You will love her detail and her caring. MMXW say exactly. People can't believe what you're telling them about your narcissist. They treat you like you suspicious, like you are exaggerating, or like you are the issue. Of course. They've never had to endure what you endure. That's why you don't have to convince anyone. You know your truth. You know your story. And you know there's healing. And you know there's victory. And you know this challenge can be met. Sometimes with great difficulties, but it can be met. I have a video when the suppliers had enough. There are features in there that I talk about the characteristics that bring you to the maturity of saying this situation is done. This situation is over. And Candy, what is good, I think that was Candy, or was that Sunkiss, say that she has no kids. I think that was Sunkiss that says she has no kids. Empath. I chose to have not to have kids. That's Sunkiss. You don't have any kids. Once you are free, you are free. You got victory. I want you to go back, do a replay, and read the different messages. She said, thank you. You are the first YouTube person. I feel hope. Oh, bless your heart. Because there is hope. That's why you feel it. It's not over. It's just beginning for you. It's not the end of anything. It's the start of everything. You can do this. Cluster B free, Karen. Or Destiny Helper, Helen Sadler. There is help. We will hold your hand all the way through it. We will pull you through it. And you won't have to be alone. Candy, I come also on Clubhouse on Tuesday morning, 7:45 Pacific Standard Time, 10:45 Eastern Time, which I think is your time, and 9:45 Central Time. Join me on Clubhouse, Helen Sadler, your Destiny Helper, every Tuesday morning. All right, y'all, our time is up here. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. This has been so awesome. Karen, Danielle, my moderators, thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you so much. Meet me here next Wednesday, right after Factabulous Bible Study. I'm going to try to be on by 11 o'clock, the latest. So make sure you're following me. Make sure you subscribe. You are so welcome, Candy. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Don't leave without subscribing to my channel. Like and share the page. I'm Helen Sadler, your Destiny Helper, and I will see you next Wednesday. God bless everybody.